Welcome to Facts TV News, where everything is true. 4 children mowed down by a delivery truck in Halfway Tree. 4 children were mowed down by a delivery truck Friday afternoon along Eastwood Park Road in Halfway Tree, St. Andrew. There are unconfirmed reports that one of the child died as a result of the accident. The Corporate Communications Unit, the information arm of the Jamaica Constabulary Force, confirmed the incident, but could not give any update on the medical condition of the children. The children were transported straight to hospital. We have no updates on their condition yet, a CCU representative told reporters. Reports are that the delivery truck slammed into 4 children who attended a primary school in the area. $500K reward offered for information on businessman's murder. Crime Stop is offering a $500,000 reward for information, leading to the arrest and charge of those involved in last month's murder of St. Andrew businessman Kamar Barrett. Barrett's body was found on Tamarind Avenue in St. Andrew on October 26 with a gunshot wound to the back of the head. The 38-year-old entrepreneur car had been abandoned at a different location. According to Crime Stop, the police have been unable to find a motive for Barrett's murder and need the public's assistance in solving the crime. Anyone with information is being asked to contact Crime Stop toll-free on anonymous tip line at 311. Barrett's death in late October set off a whirlwind of activity on social media as users expressed shock at his death and paid glowing tribute to the businessman. He was a great and sincere soul. He didn't deserve this. I pray that our leaders can build a safer Jamaica for all of us, one of his friends tweeted. Beanie Man on crutches with Rihanna performs at Barbados show. Pop superstar Rihanna caught up with Beanie Man after the king of the dancehall performed on crutches in Bahamas after suffering an injury to his leg early last week. Beanie Man was photographed alongside Rihanna, her boyfriend superstar rapper A$AP Rocky, and DJ Kurt Riley backstage at Beanie Man's show in Barbados on Friday night. The Girls Dem Sugar DJ, known for his incredible work ethic, did not disappoint fans and shared the photo on his Instagram account. Big ups to everyone who turned out last night. Show was incredible. You don't know my thing, fractured foot and all, I make a work for me fans them. Love and light, to at Bad Girl Riri, at A$AP Rocky. Great vibes all the time, Beanie Man posted. A poster for the event revealed that the event was hosted by veteran DJ Rubber Ranks with musical appearance from Sir DJ Corey, DJ Face, ZR Sparks, and movie star Johnny. The celebrities couple show love to Beanie Man as Rihanna is a big lover of dancehall. Beanie Man has collaborated with Rihanna on songs such as Watch Them Girl and Learn alongside Maya and the BBHHMX remix featuring Bounty Killer. Both Rihanna and Rocky are residents in Los Angeles. Back in April, Rocky was arrested while returning from vacation with Rihanna in Barbados. The rapper is facing charges of alleged shooting in 2021. He is presently on bail while awaiting trial. Several photos show Beanie Man, along with his girlfriend Camille Lee, Rihanna and Rocky, and other photographs with him, Rihanna and Rocky posing with Rihanna's family and friends. Early last week, the king of the dancehall DJ reportedly injured his ankle when a taxi collided with a bike he was riding. The accident occurred at an undisclosed location in the corporate area on Monday. A source close to the Girls Dem Sugar DJ said that he suffered injuries to his ankle and was briefly hospitalized, but has since been released. Beanie Man, who had been spotted zooming all over the corporate area on a fancy trail, three-wheel motorcycle in recent weeks. Government fails to have SOEs extended as opposition senator vote against resolution. The government's bid to extend the state of public emergency SOEs failed as opposition senators voted against the resolution on November 25th. The government was seeking to have the measures continue over the Christmas season until January 14 next year. For the resolution to have been effected, it needed at least one opposition senator to vote for it. Senate President Tom Tavares Spencer announced the vote results.
I don't need anybody's mathematical genius to announce. Ayes 13, the noes 8. The motion is not carried.
Prior to the vote on the request to extend the state of public emergency, opposition senators stood firm in their resolute to not support the extension. The opposition senators against raised concern about the SOEs violating constitutional rights and about the government's unwillingness to collaborate with the opposition on other initiatives aimed at tackling crime. Speaking in the upper house, Opposition Senator Lambert Brown noted that the security forces can use the resources they already have to conduct intelligence-driven investigations and operations to go after the over 300 alleged criminals on the radar. He chastised the government for blaming the opposition about the decision to not support the extension. Senator Brown pointed out that the government does not need the opposition to impose the SOE only to extend it. Therefore, if the government sees the need for an SOE, it's free to continually impose them every 2 weeks.
To the call by the private sector, let me say to the private sector leaders, you didn't pay us the courtesy of contacting us, but we are extending an invitation to you to explain to you why by conscience we are upholding the oath we took to the Constitution of Jamaica. We would like to explain to the private sector leaders our side, because I don't know if they are aware that the government can reimpose a new state of emergency. So, my brother Keith Duncan, you have my WhatsApp, you have my phone. We meet elsewhere, come on. If you want, you need to redirect your petition, not to the opposition, Senator, if you want a state of emergency, but redirect it to the Prime Minister and the Cabinet, because they can call a state of emergency next week. And when 14 days come, they can call it again and again, right up to January 14. So the narrative which blames the opposition really doesn't cut it.
And Deputy Leader of Opposition Business in the Upper House, Senator Donna Scott Mosley, who is also the opposition spokesperson on justice, pointed out that there must also be consideration for persons whose lives are destroyed by a SOE. Mrs. Scott Mosley said the opposition is willing to work with the government to resolve concerns about the SOE and accompanying regulations. She also called for the government to table the enhanced security measures legislation.
You promised this country that you had a crime plan which you were going to reveal. You promised this country that you were going to be part of CMOC, a body of all sorts of organizations coming together to fight for Jamaica. You stepped away from those discussions. You made commitments which you have not kept. And then you find a way to blame the opposition. There are consequences to all of our actions. And we have discussed this issue. We have entertained every single view of every opposition member, and there are many disparate views. We have made a decision, and we stand by that decision. Our conscience is clear. I recommend to you that you quickly try to get this Enhanced Security Act, which you have been speaking about from 2019, in place. The Firearms Act was passed in a flash. Government demonstrates that when something is significant to them, they will make the time.
Despite continued claims by the opposition People's National Party (PNP) that the states of emergency are constitutional, the government has sought to assure that this is not the case. Speaking in the Upper House, Leader of the Government Business in the Senate, Kamina Johnson-Simit, said there has been no such ruling from the court.
Let us be crystal clear. There has been no ruling of any court in Jamaica that has struck down the declaration of a public state of emergency as unconstitutional. Mr. President, the courts, and let me remind that there are two rulings at first instance which are now under appeal. But even those two rulings, they made rulings on the applications of particular aspects of regulations to particular facts. They did not make any ruling to strike down the regulations as a whole, nor strike down public states of emergency as a constitutional mechanism in these circumstances. They did not, and we should not continue to repeat it. The government has not only largely taken on board the concerns with the opposition submitted, but we also went further to address specific concerns that were mentioned by the court, and as is within the power of the government. And I want to say that the government proceeding in this way, Mr. President, that is making amendments to our documentation in line with matters which are before the court, which are with concerns that have been expressed, is not out of our power. It is entirely appropriate. It is not contemptuous any at all. And the Privy Council, which is our final court of appeal, have already found in Madawu versus the State of Mauritius and another that it is permissible for Parliament to amend and operationalize a law that is awaiting the outcome of an appeal. Mr. President, I'm not sure what this means, because there is no number of states of emergency permitted per year as set out in any constitution or any law. It is a power reserved for the government, recognizing that it can be exercised whenever the criteria are met. We don't believe, Mr. President, that there is an abuse or over-reliance because it is done more than once. The Constitution provides no such restriction.
Please remember to subscribe,